While we've enjoyed a few stretches of sunny weather, the almost unrelenting rain of our wettest summer on record is now stretching into the fall. Our no-till soil continues to hold up and produce amazingly well, but lately the very air over Astarte Farm is showing the strain of holding all that moisture. We spend mornings engulfed in heavy fog and afternoons dodging the inevitable thunderstorms. This weekend we measured over 3 inches of rainfall, or about three-quarters of our normal average September precipitation in just one storm. 40 miles east of us, the same system stalled over a town that got almost a foot of rain in 5 hours. So we were very lucky. More rain is expected this week from an offshore hurricane, and our no-till soils will continue to be tested by the weather. An upside to all this rain has been great germination and growth on our late summer cover crops. This sequence shows the mustard covered crop in field 1 that was joyfully rolled and stomped flat. A few days of rare sunshine enabled solarization under old greenhouse plastic to fully terminate the mustard and trap the disease inhibiting gases it produces. The surprisingly light amount of residue was easily raked aside for direct seeding the fall and winter spinach crop. High Tunnel 3 has had almost a month's rest from producing crops, and it was hoped that a short solarization would fry any remaining weeds. But the purslane weed was hardly set back at all by that treatment. The overhead sprinklers were turned on, and the shallow-rooted purslane was raked into piles. The soil in that high tunnel has endured a long stretch of time without the diverse population of living roots our system depends on, so it will be somewhat a long rebuilding process in here. Down in Field 2, we have seen evidence of soil-borne Phytophthora disease, which is widely distributed in our valley. It can infest a variety of plants, from peppers to green beans, but is particularly devastating to winter squash and pumpkins. It thrives in wet soil conditions, and we have had plenty of that this year. Our greatly reduced tillage has kept it somewhat localized in Field 2, and the use of ground cloth under the squash and pumpkins has somewhat protected the vines from picking up the infection. The cover crop cocktail of oats, peas, and daikon radish have loved all this rain. The 3 beds on the right were planted just 10 days ago, and you can still see the pathways. The 3 beds on the left had a good 2-week head start, and they have filled in nicely, not leaving any sunlight for weed growth. One of the factors for predicting foliar diseases in tomatoes is the accumulated hours of leaf wetness, and this year's exceptional rain totals have let those diseases hit our field tomatoes pretty hard. Despite careful straw and shredded leaf mulches to prevent any soil from splashing on the plants, airborne fungal spores have had a field day down here. No wonder they call these diseases blight. The good news is that the high tunnel tomatoes are pumping out fruit in abundance. Bucket after bucket of spotless tomatoes are coming out of these structures where we have at least some control over leaf wetness. Thanks for watching. Questions and comments are welcome below. Catch you next time.